Faithful. Today we're going to talk about that incredibly comforting attribute of God, that God is faithful. Think about some other synonyms for that important word. Loyal, trustworthy, never lets you down, always looking out for you, meets expectations every time, doesn't break a promise. All of that is true about God. And that's in a sharp contrast to human beings, isn't it? Because human beings do break promises. We do fail to meet expectations, sometimes on purpose, sometimes because we were trying our best and just couldn't quite get the job done. Human beings are sometimes loyal, sometimes not, or known to talk out of one side of their mouth, but then what's the heart really thinking? God is not like that, though. God does not lie. He is faithful to the nth degree. And there's a Bible verse today to explore as to how that applies to our lives. And there's some just fantastic comfort headed your way as you think about this verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. Let's break that verse down. It starts by saying, no temptation has seized you except what is common to man. Temptation sometimes seizes us. We're all addicted to being me-first addicts, and that could be showing itself in a lot of different ways. Maybe it's worth pausing here during this devotion or afterwards and thinking, how have I been me first lately? And then to realize that your me first temptation that you're falling into that is seizing you is not only significant for you. You aren't the only person with that kind of struggle. When we are slipping down into depression or sadness or frustration, it's easy to say, poor me, poor me. No one has worse problems out there than me. And while the details are always going to be different and unique for every individual, the common temptation is the same. Everyone you lay eyes on is struggling and battling with being a me-first addict in some way. It could be because they're holding grudges. It could be because they broke a promise and they're feeling guilty and ashamed. Who knows what it could be? Lots of things. No temptation has seized you, though, except what is common to man. You're struggling to live a life for God and setting your heart on things above instead of living a life for this world. That is a common temptation. But God is faithful, even though we human beings are unfaithful to Him. He's on a rescue mission, not a condemning mission. And God is faithful. We see the proof in the cross. There's lots of crosses behind me, aren't there? And that reminds us how faithful God is, that He did not back off on His promise to send His Son Jesus to wash away all the sin of the world, to restore us to honor, and give us a place in His community, His heavenly community, that we are important to Him and a child of His forever. God is faithful. It happened. And that means that there's a couple of other promises we can always count on. Back to that verse that I read. God will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. There never is going to be a temptation that will crumple you into a heap of anxiety or a meltdown of helplessness, because God will not let you be tempted beyond what He can't carry you through. The pressure never rises to the point where you can't handle something with God's help. And also in that verse, the last part, when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. God provides you a way out so you can stand underneath temptation. Maybe relief comes from an unexpected source. Maybe a Christian friend appears at just the right time. Maybe the problem that happened turns out to be not as bad as feared, or that an unexpected blessing shows up out of nowhere. God is faithful. He will always provide a way out for you to stand. Keep that in mind and enjoy everything Jesus has lived and died and risen to provide you.